again, taking the lead from the client, because sometimes as the Indigenous person doesn't want anything to do with Indigenous culture because they've just been so separated from it. They're like not interested. But typically, what has been shown is that when Indigenous people are able to reconnect to their culture, they're able to heal in a greater way. So for like the traditional things, I would say, go to an elder, right, to do ceremony and fasts and sweats and stuff like that, because I do not have that teaching. I've received them. I don't know them well enough to pass them on, right? So, but I mean, I can talk about, kind of the medicine wheel and talking about balance and talking about, the seven grandfather teachings, things like that. I can talk about, integration with, community and culture and family and how that works, so things like that, very much an Indigenous kind of worldview for sure, right? I can talk to somebody about kind of, what they're experiencing or their attempt to kind of integrate or, what identity looks like or their struggles with it, So that's kind of how I would work with Indigenous people within that. So it's like, yes, it's still psychotherapy, but it has an Indigenous lens. And one thing that is very different in kind of Indigenous worldview versus psychotherapy in the Western sense is self-disclosure. So what it means by that is when you go into therapy, typically therapists will not tell you anything about themselves. I have no problem telling you about myself, about what's going on in my life. I don't make it about myself, but I don't shield it either, right? It's like if I tell you something, it's to create a rapport, kind of create a therapeutic bond. It's to illustrate a point. It's to show that, you're not the only person struggling with this. There's many, many reasons why I may do it. But self-disclosure is a really big part of kind of the Indigenous counseling modality. And I've talked to other Indigenous counselors, and they've all kind of said the same thing. This is very much a piece of who they are, because reciprocity is very much kind of baked into the Indigenous identity, right? It's what we do is a partnership, and there's got to be some give and take. Obviously, they're giving a lot more than I am, but there's still there's some reciprocity. There's give and take. There's an exchange. There has to be, because otherwise it's not an Indigenous worldview. It's not an Indigenous exchange.